Your night routine is either training your brain for power or quietly sabotaging every goal you care about. And the scary part is this: most people don't even realize which side they're on. I want you to really think about that for a second, because every night, whether you know it or not, you are running a kind of ritual. The only question is whether that ritual builds you or drains you. Tonight, we're going to fix that. Tonight, we're building a night routine that makes you genuinely dangerous tomorrow morning, sharper, calmer, more focused, more capable, more confident. Dangerous, not in a violent way. Dangerous in the sense that tomorrow, obstacles that usually knock you off balance won't even have a chance. And yeah, I know your current night routine probably looks like a combination of scrolling, snacking, rethinking your entire life, and then wondering why mornings feel like someone installed a brick in your skull. I've been there, trust me. For years, my nights were a chaotic mess, and mornings, a crime scene. But everything changed when I understood a simple truth. Your day does not begin in the morning. It begins the night before. Just like a movie doesn't start with the first scene, it starts with everything behind the scenes that was set up the day before filming. When your nights become intentional, your mornings become inevitable. Let me talk to you directly. Think of me as that friend who's been through it, figured it out, and is now sitting across from you like, hey, it's time. Because the version of you that crushes mornings is not far away. He or she is already inside you, pacing like, can we please stop doing nonsense at night? I'm trying to show up. So let's begin. Let's start with something most people never notice. Your brain doesn't shut down at night. It resets, it reorganizes, it literally washes itself like a dishwasher and prepares you for tomorrow. Think of it like a phone doing a software update. But here's the catch. If you feed the brain chaos right before you sleep, it updates itself with chaos. That's why you wake up feeling tired even after sleeping 8 hours. Your brain didn't rest. It was cleaning up digital trash all night because you gave it garbage right before bed. Your night routine determines whether your brain sleeps like a stressed manager or like a monk preparing for war. And I know what you might be thinking. What does a night routine have to do with danger? Everything. Dangerous people aren't dangerous because they're aggressive. They're dangerous because they're clear, calm, sharp, experienced, unshakable. Every major player, athletes, world-class performers, top thinkers, they all have one silent skill. They know how to end the day in power. Let me give you an example. Michael Jordan was notorious for protecting his nights, not even for sleep, for clarity. He understood that the worst thing an athlete can do is go to bed mentally cluttered, because clutter becomes hesitation, and hesitation becomes mistakes. One night routine built legends. So yes, this matters. All right, let's build your night routine. This isn't a lecture. This isn't a checklist. This is a conversation. Me and you figuring out a system that works in the real world. Something so simple, even a stick figure version of you could follow it. I know you've seen those fancy routines online, the ones that sound like drink moon-charged water, meditate upside down, perform a gratitude ritual with Tibetan bells. Relax. We're doing real-life stuff here. Let's start with the first pillar. Pillar 1. Slow down the noise. Your brain can't go from 110 to 0 like a car. It needs a slope, not a wall. Most people spend their evening like this. Scroll, 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 snack, 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 worry, 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 scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, good night. And then they wonder why their mind is running marathons at 2 a.m. Let me put it this way. If you throw a rock into a lake, the water doesn't go instantly still. The ripples keep moving for a while. Your brain is the same. So the first step is simple. Create a slow-down zone. Not a full routine, just one moment, maybe 10 minutes, where you switch from outer world to inner world. Some people dim the lights. Some people stretch for a minute. Some people sit on their bed and breathe like they're rebooting their soul. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is the world starts to fade and you start to appear. This is your first act of danger, because stillness is a weapon. Pillar 2. Clean the mental table. Imagine going to a cafe and sitting at a table covered in someone else's crumbs, receipts, and half-eaten muffins. That's what your mind looks like when you go to sleep without mentally cleaning up. Your brain spends the entire night trying to get rid of the crumbs instead of restoring your power. So here's the trick. Before bed, tell your brain exactly what it needs to keep and what it needs to drop. I personally do something very simple. I talk to myself out loud or in my head and say, okay, today is done. Here's what I'm carrying into tomorrow, and here's what I'm dropping right now. That's it. Your brain loves clear instructions. And honestly, this one habit saved me from years of anxiety disguised as deep thinking. Even in the Wise Joe ebooks, especially the one about momentum, I talk about how the brain isn't tired because the day was long. It's tired because the day was unfinished. When you clean the mental table, the brain sleeps like it finally has permission. Pillar 3, set tomorrow's first move. Here's the biggest secret. Your morning energy does not depend on waking up early. It depends on waking up knowing the first step. Mornings feel terrible when they start with, what am I doing? What should I do first? What's the plan? That mental loading screen is what kills your momentum. So every night, set one thing, just one, that tomorrow you will do first. Not 15 goals, not a giant to-do list. One clear action that begins your day with power. Think of it like the first domino. Once it falls, everything else becomes easier. Even the greatest minds in history use this trick. Steve Jobs famously wore the same outfit every day because he didn't want mornings wasted on decisions. Decision fatigue is real, so remove it the night before. Tomorrow's first move should already be waiting. Pillar 4, send signals to the brain. The human brain is like a loyal dog, smart, powerful, intuitive, but it loves cues. Your environment is constantly sending your brain signals. Lights on, keep alert. Screen shining, stay awake. Warm blanket, prepare to shut down. So train your brain with cues, simple ones. For example, every night at the same time, I change the lighting. Not because I'm romantic, because the brain recognizes patterns. After a week, your brain will start preparing for sleep automatically, like a phone entering night mode. This makes you dangerous, because while other people fight their biology, you're collaborating with it. Pillar 5, don't fight the day, release it. There's a phrase I like to use, don't drag today into tomorrow. You know what wears you out more than anything? Not the tasks, not the people, not the stress. It's the emotional leftovers, regrets, annoyances, conversations that replay in your head, things you wish you said differently, moments that didn't go your way. Going to bed with those is like sleeping with rocks in your pockets. You don't need to solve them, just release them. Say something like, today happened, it's over. I honor it, I release it. Your future self will thank you. If someone comments the word release under this video, I guarantee they're building a different kind of life. Pillar 6, the 10-minute ritual. Let's build something practical now, something you can start tonight. 10 minutes, that's all you need. 10 minutes of intentional slowdown. Here's the flow. A minute to stretch, a minute to breathe, a minute to reset your mind, a minute to decide tomorrow's first step, a minute to clear the mental table, in the last few minutes to send signals to your brain that the day is ending. This is not a routine. This is a reset button. Imagine a stick figure sitting on a little mat doing tiny stretches, then whispering, tomorrow, first step, email, then switching off the lights like a dramatic ninja. Simple, real, powerful. Let's go deeper. Stick with me, because here's the truth you won't hear often. Your future depends on how you end your days, not just how you start them. Nights are the quiet architects of powerful mornings. A night filled with noise builds chaos. A night filled with intention builds clarity. And clarity is dangerous. Clarity is rare. Clarity is what makes you walk into tomorrow like a different species. Let me tell you something interesting. There's a reason monks, samurais, high performers, and even CEOs have predictable evenings.
not because they love routines, but because they love power. A consistent night routine is not discipline, it's insurance. It protects tomorrow's version of you. Tonight determines your momentum. Tonight decides whether you wake up sharp or scrambled. Tonight is the beginning of your next victory. If you've ever thought, I wish I woke up energized, the answer is here. Not in the morning alarms, not in the sleep calculators, not in motivation videos. It's in what you do 1 hour before bed. A few truths I wish someone told me earlier. First, your brain can't rest if your soul is tense. Second, a rushed evening creates a rushed morning. Third, most people feel drained not because they did too much, but because they never mentally closed the day. Fourth, if you don't choose your night routine, your cravings will choose it for you. And fifth, the strongest version of you is built while you sleep, but only if you prepare for it. Let's talk about famous struggle for a moment. Thomas Edison was known for something unusual. He believed that the mind's greatest ideas come during the transitions, the moments right before sleep and right after waking. So he would protect that window with his life. He would sit with a metal ball in his hand, and the moment he drifted off, the ball would fall, wake him up, and he'd capture the idea. You don't need to drop metal balls on your floor, but you do need to realize this. Your nighttime mental clarity is one of your greatest weapons. When your mind goes to sleep clean, it wakes up intelligent. When your mind goes to sleep chaotic, it wakes up confused. And confusion kills mornings faster than any alarm clock. Let's make this extremely real. Imagine two versions of you. Version 1 stays up scrolling, thinking, worrying, eating random snacks at 1 a.m., drifting off with noise still buzzing in the brain. He wakes up fighting himself, dragging his soul, already behind. Version 2 does a 10-minute reset, slows down, releases the day, signals the brain, chooses tomorrow's first step. He wakes up steady, light, focused, dangerous. Which version feels more like the real you, and which version feels like the one you know you should be? That answer, that tiny reflection, is the moment your transformation starts. If a single word came to your mind, maybe clarity, maybe reset, maybe focus, maybe dangerous, that word is your next chapter. A small confession before we continue. Even in the Wise Joe ebooks, especially the one about momentum and inner armor, I always place nighttime habits above morning routines. Why? Because mornings are reactive. They respond to the state your mind was left in the night before. Fix the night and the morning fixes itself. You don't need more alarms. You need more endings. You don't need a better morning routine. You need a cleaner exit from today. So let's build your exact ritual. Here's what your night should feel like. A slow fade out, a mental cleanup, a small intention-setting moment, and a peaceful release. Not perfect, not strict, not Instagram-worthy, just real, just human, just something your brain can trust. Because when your brain trusts your nights, it gives you better mornings in return. It's a trade, a contract, a silent agreement between your present self and your future self. Tonight, you tell your future self, I got you. And tomorrow, your future self responds, I felt that. Let's wrap with this thought, and I want you to hear it clearly. Powerful mornings are not built with force. They are built with softness, with clarity, with closing the day properly. The night routine that makes you dangerous is not some macho ritual. It's the quiet, calm, intelligent choice to end today with intention instead of chaos. Dangerous people aren't loud. They're prepared.
And preparation begins when the world gets quiet. The last hour of your day is the hour that shapes your next life. Don't waste it. End tonight like someone who respects tomorrow. End tonight like someone who has a mission. End tonight like someone who is becoming powerful. You'll feel the difference tomorrow morning. You'll feel it in your mind, your breath, your confidence, your momentum. And maybe, just maybe, you'll feel that you're finally becoming the version of yourself you always knew you were capable of being.
Take tonight seriously because it's about to make you dangerous.